Hello, and welcome back to the Handtevy How To series. In this video, we will go over how to integrate your Handtevy data into your image trend ePCR. As a reminder, access to the Handtevy system is only for active employees and volunteers of the Fairfax County Fire and Rescue Department. Before we begin, some users have raised questions and concerns about Handtevy and HIPAA compliance. Handtevy Mobile is specifically designed not to contain any protected health information, PHI. This means that while the app provides robust features to support medical professionals, it doesn't store or process any personal health data that could potentially fall under HIPAA regulations. This approach prioritizes the privacy and security of patient information. In addition, data exchange between Handtevy Mobile and Handtevy Cloud services is transmitted securely using Protocol TLS 1.2. Transmitted data is encrypted using a RSA 2048 bits key and SHA-256 with RSA algorithm. Data stored by Handtevy Cloud services is encrypted using the industry standard AES-256 encryption algorithm. Okay, now that we have that covered, let's begin with the Handtevy system and create a patient chart. For this example, we will use a 6-year-old patient and document as if this patient is having an allergic reaction. We will also record a defibrillation in the same chart for an example we will cover in a moment. Once you record at least one medication or procedure, the blue and white arrow icon will appear in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, as shown here. It is important to note that you must record a medication or procedure as given, successful, or unsuccessful for the arrow to appear. Simply selecting requested will not enable the send feature. After finishing the documentation of all medications and procedures, click on the blue send arrow to be taken to the summary screen. If you need to make any changes to what you recorded, click on the medication or procedure to adjust or remove it, as shown here. This is an essential step if you documented medications and procedures long after they occurred, such as when an EMS captain arrives on a CPR call and documents procedures done before their arrival. This is because the timestamp shown in Handtevy will be imported into the ePCR. Another step to cover here involves electrical devices. If you have any documented defibrillations or cardioversions, they will be recorded here. Additionally, if you utilize the CPR assist function, rhythm check timestamps are also stored in this area, even if you cannot see them. In previous Handtevy training classes, we recommended removing all of the electrical data before sending it to the cloud. However, we now advise leaving all of this data in place. When a summary is generated on the back end, preserving this data will retain all your rhythm check timestamps in the report to aid in your documentation, as shown here. You will need to download the Handtevy data into your ePCR, which we will discuss shortly. Then, delete any electrical data from the chart before importing data from ZOL, so you don't end up with duplicate electrical data that requires you to determine what to keep and what to remove. Again, we will cover this later in the video, as well as in the CPR Assist video, which can be found in the Handtevy How To video library. Once you have reviewed all the data in the chart you are about to send and are satisfied with it, click the box at the top that reads, "All listings below are complete and accurate for this patient." After checking the box, the blue Submit option will become enabled. Click this, and the data will be sent to the Handtevy Cloud. It is important to know that once you do this, all of the data from that specific chart will be removed from that device, and the only way to retrieve it is by downloading it into ImageTrend or by contacting the Handtevy admin team to obtain a copy. Okay, so you've sent the data to the cloud, now what? Well, we're halfway there. I promise there aren't many steps left. Now, launch ImageTrend and create a new patient chart. First, you need to select the disposition to reveal more subsections. For this example, we're choosing Treated and Transported. Navigate to the Patient Information tab. Locate the button labeled Import from Handtevy, positioned just above the patient's first name. Click the button, and a pop-up window will appear displaying all the charts submitted to the Handtevy Cloud over the last 3 hours. To view more charts, click the drop-down list to adjust the time span. Since this video was created over several days, we are selecting Custom to find our 6-year-old. Locate the chart you wish to import and click the download icon on the right-hand side of the screen. The provider column will display the name of the user registered to the device that sent the data. Since we sent data from a phone, it is listed as Garrett Shields. However, if we had used the unit's iPad, it would appear as the name of that specific unit, such as Medic 419. Now, some users have asked, and yes, you can download multiple Handtevy charts into one ePCR. So, if the engine starts a chart on their iPad and sends it to the cloud, the transport unit can continue documenting from their device, send their data to the cloud, and download it. You will simply need to return to the Import from Handtevy option and select the other chart you wish to download. Unfortunately, at this time, you are unable to download and continue a Handtevy chart from one device to another. The Handtevy IT team is working on developing this feature for the future. Once you download the data, you should see a screen like this indicating that the download was successful. As with data from Zoll, you will still need to go into each data point and clean it up. For example, as shown for IV access, you will need to select a site and then change the Response to Procedure field. Additionally, you will have to set the provider's role. As mentioned before, if you have documented electrical therapies in your Handtevy chart, it is critical that you delete them from your ePCR before you download your EKG data from Zoll, as shown here. Another important note, ImageTrend will default the crew member for each medication and procedure to whoever is selected as the primary provider within ImageTrend. You will need to change the provider if someone other than yourself completed the procedure. Please ensure that the documentation is accurate. When you navigate to the medication section, you will also need to add information for each medication imported from Handtevy. While the medication cross-check field is not mandatory at this time, it is advisable to type the name of the person you cross-checked with before administering to the patient. Additionally, for all medications other than oxygen, you will need to fill in if Handtevy was utilized or not by clicking one of these options. While this is not a mandatory field yet, please answer this question so we can better track usage of Handtevy and continue to have it for years to come. Remember, if it's not documented, it wasn't done. The final topic to discuss is how to obtain a PDF copy of your Handtevy chart, which serves as a linear timeline of everything you've documented to assist in your documentation, if you wish. While downloading data into ImageTrend is sufficient, all medications, procedures, and electrical therapies will be divided into their respective sections, making it rather difficult for those who prefer to view a timeline of events. To do this, return to the Handtevy app. Tap the main menu icon and select Chart Archive. This defaults to any chart sent from that device today, but if you wish to view a broader date range, click on the magnifying glass icon to adjust the date range. Find the chart you want to obtain and click it. This will open a screen prompting you to select at least one email address. You can choose Handtevy Admin or Garrett Shields, then click the green Send button. You should see a green pop-up at the bottom of the screen, advising you that the email was sent successfully. If you've sent the chart from a personal device with your name, we should see it and forward it to your county email. Charts sent from a unit iPad will necessitate you contacting us to let us know whom to forward the chart to. However, we request that you send an email or text message to Garrett Shields to inform him that you've sent a chart and would like the PDF. His contact information can be found in the Contacts section of Handtevy under the main menu. Please note that requests made after 10 p.m. may go unanswered until the next day. Well, that's all there is to it. If you are experiencing issues with ImageTrend, particularly with downloading Handtevy data from the cloud, please contact Captain Stephen Hartman at stephen.hartman@fairfaxcounty.gov. For any other issues related to Handtevy, please contact our admin team at fire.handtevy@fairfaxcounty.gov. Thank you for your attention. Stay tuned for more Handtevy How To videos coming soon.